Hey guys, welcome back to Gaijin Garage. Today what I'm doing. Hit like, hit, share, subscribe. I want to work on the CRX right here. We have to do some stuff. Not this one. This one is amazing. Look at that. He look amazing. Nah, not that one. This one right here. So guys, look what I got here. Whoa, whoa. Well, I guess I had a bird inside the garage. Ha! Alright guys. So, besides the bird bothering me here in the garage, while I wait all this stuff, you can give me a thumbs up because of that. My buddy Tony talked about a bunch of parts here, including ground wires, some parts here, and this right here. It's a B-Series. Yeah, you heard right. B-Series transmission mount. We're gonna put on this single cam. Hit like, hit, share, subscribe, thumbs up, and let's get work to it. First thing I'm gonna do, all the ground cables. I'm gonna look for ground cables. As you know, the Honda Civics needs ground cables. So let's open this up. So I can't believe we had that bird in here. I really cannot believe that bird was in here. Alright guys, let me show you. So these are ground cables, you know. Passport got them. You can buy these. These are generic. So let me grab the smallest one. It's gonna be this one right here. One of these. One of these, right? Usually the motor had two. One. So usually from here to there. And the transmission. Well, I was thinking going from there to here because I don't want to grab it here. That's my thing. As you can see, alright, so I was thinking to do it from here to here. That'll be the best. That'll be the coolest stuff right there, I think. Because I don't want to, really I don't want to do it like that. It's gonna look ugly. And, oh, never mind. Hold on. Use this one. I think I found one. We go from there to here. So let me show you. So I think I found one. Using this right here, that's what usually for the power steering pump, stuff like that. From there, there's one right here. So I'm gonna look for a couple bolts. Alright guys, you got hit thumbs, hit like, subscribe, okay. So put it right there, and I mounted it right there on the side. Now, transmission usually goes from here to one here on the side. Let me take a look real quick. Sorry guys. So on this end, the guy that did the body work did not left me a place to hook up the ground. So I'm gonna have to become a genius way to put another ground. I can use it from here, maybe here. I don't want to interrupt this. So again, something like that. Like right there, that would be perfect. I can put a ground there to there, or find me a ground area maybe here to there. So give me a minute. This is the part that I hate, that I want to show you what I'm doing, and I can, but let me dig in more in that corner right there, see where I can get a ground for, and I'll show you what I can get a ground for, how to make a ground. Relax, okay? So I found places that might work as a ground. You know, when you shave your engine bay, this is what happens. I found one right there. They didn't cover it. Perfect. Even though the turbo is gonna be here and shit like that, he's gonna have to work around it. If not, he's gonna have to find another ground. Fortunately, this motor doesn't have too many places to grab ground from. The other one was from here, down here underneath the car, with a 10mm bolt holding the other side, coming right to the top, clearing everything. And of course, the kit that he bought brought three more. But just in case we need more ground, we have it. Next step that I'm doing today is replacing that key bracket. For that, I'm gonna have to start taking off apart all the bolts that I put in earlier. Hopefully I can get it out. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you the difference. This is a D-Series mount, aftermarket. And this one, again, it's a B-Series mount. It's longer on the end, this is shorter. If I put them side by side, hole by hole, let me see if I can do the best. Right there, hole by hole. See the difference? You got about a finger difference between these two. And that's what I need with this motor mount on the back of that car. So that's what I'm doing right now. By the way, the other one costs like $200, just 40 bucks. Just saying. All right, stay tuned. I gotta put this in the transmission. All right, guys. So unfortunately, this is not gonna work either. So the B-Series work. It's not gonna work. The reason why, I even took out the transmission mount on the back. And make sure that will work. But it's not gonna work, and the reason why it's not gonna work is because it needs to be more, the bottom part to connect to the transmission gotta go more towards the transmission, not towards the engine. So with that said, try 2 on that. Let me move on to something else. Let me test the throttle cable, and let me see what else I can get myself in trouble. Like I'm gonna adjust the trouble cable, I'm gonna adjust stuff like this, tighten this down. Well, I'm gonna leave it alone because I gotta get in there. We're gonna adjust stuff like this, I'll adjust it. Maybe I can bleed out the brake system, the clutch system. Test the wires on this. You got power, how everything works here. So, all right. So give me a few minutes. I know my videos are getting boring. Man, oh man. I just want to get this running so I can move on to the next thing. I might have a surprise coming from Japan. A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine. So, with that said, you know, stay tuned. Let me see what else I can get myself in trouble. Alright, so I started working on other things than what I was supposed to, and guess what? I got light here. I got my box powering up the car. I don't have a good ground on the motor. You don't hear it crank because there's no good ground here on the motor. So that means that this ground that I use here is no good. Just like this one is no good. So I'm gonna have to grind it there, find a better ground. Or even here, look, I just noticed that one, it might be a little bit better. When I started it, the fuse box itself and the inside was making this bang on. I replaced it with another one that we had here. Noise went away. But lights are on. So the rear lights, I don't know if there's no bulbs on it or nothing. So the rear light is, oh yeah, there's no harness in the back. Okay, I just remember that. But again, I can turn the lights on and off. That's pretty cool. But no contact over there. And then if you grab one of these, it's good to have in your toolbox. So look, find a ground, and I'm gonna put it right here. I'll be right back and put the power on. All right, power is on right now, and that should have ground coming in. So if you want to test this, oh, might be my battery dying. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking for a ground, a good ground. Right here. I'm gonna use that ground right there. Boom, we do have power there. Now we're gonna test it here. So we do have power. We have 12 volt coming into the starter, but the relay, not the starter. If this happens to you, let me cut the power off. If it ever happens to you that you're testing for the first time your power, I recommend two things to you to do. First, if you've never done it before, find yourself a fire extinguisher, keep it next to you. And it's no joke. Fire's gonna occur and then it will take off very, very fast. And you will not be able to control it if you don't have the man. Two, have a couple of relays for the vehicle if you're working in this kind of car that I'm working right now. Why? A relay that you thought it might be good, it might be bad. So having that relay is going to save you a lot of time checking it. Three, always listen for stuff that does not supposed to be listening to. One, when I was doing my, I turned it for the first time, I heard the main inside the fuse box making this that was right there telling me it's no good. The relay box, I mean not a relay, the box itself or the fuse box would not make noise. Remember that, especially on the AEF. Do not make noise. That means that fuse box was bad. So I replaced everything. I put an extra one that we had, and right away it stopped making noise. I got power to the lights. Yes, I have a lot of light bulbs out, but I don't have a good ground into this motor because everything was nice and painted. I don't have nothing to hold it down the ground. So my next step is, after we solve the problem with that over there, is finding a good ground. Taking it from here, maybe put it over here. Finding a standing beam right here. Maybe I gotta find another place and move it around. Maybe I have to stand one at, or maybe I have to improvise and go somewhere else with that ground. It doesn't have to be in the same place, you know what I mean? Have to be in the same place so you can work on the car. So with that said, I thought I was going to make a lot of progress today, and I did, and I didn't do a lot of progress. I did a lot of progress because I did have the whole electrical area tested, good to go. At the same time, I didn't have the ground here, not good enough, and that stupid bracket. Besides that, all set to go. Stay tuned, I got this. Alright guys, so we did, one thing I can do today basically was test the ground. I moved that ground down there for now. That one, they're both working, but I still got no signal on the relay. I'm gonna check the fuse and I'm gonna check the ignition wire later on, not today. I did put a throttle body on it. It does work. It does come around right there real nice. So basically what I need to finish this car is a few things. One of them is the right throttle bar, the right back mount. That's one of them. So I can put the right mount on it and then put the axles. And then I gotta do this wheel bearing. And now the light nuts are tight. I gotta do that wheel bearing. I gotta do this one right here, look. This one's a little bit worse. So with that said, I gotta do those two wheel bearings, put the axles in. And I already tried to, today I tried to jack it up and power to it, but did not happen. One, again, I got no signal coming to the starter at all. So I got power to the starter from the battery. I got power inside that I did check. And I got power, you can hear it click in, you can hear the relay click in, you can hear all the grounds kicking in inside the car. So that's the good news. Bad news, I don't have no relay signal. Is again, two things can be about that. That can be that this ignition is bad. It's not doing their job. Or the fuse, but I checked that fuse and I checked that fuse, it was working. That relay box is not working. The fuse box is not working. Besides that, it's a little messy here, but it's better looking than mine. I was about to bleed the system, but I don't have brake fluid. I gotta bring some. Gotta go to like a Vans Auto Parts and buy some. But that's gonna be for today's job. Trying to do my best. The only thing that the car needs, really the car needs for me to start it up, is go back in there, make sure the fuel pump is connected. It's not connected right now because I disconnected it. Shows to hear all this moving. I don't want to connect the fuel pump and burn it out. So with that said, the only thing I have to do to this car after I get it started, it will be wheel bearing, put the two axles on, and that's it. Car can go with the owner. And that's what I was here for, make sure the car started. I know the turbo is right there. He's gonna have to take it to Dan. Dan is gonna connect it and modify it like he did to the other car, make it nice and gorgeous. And that's it, guys. That's it for the day. We have a fat guy back there pulling his pants down. You know, that's Mr. D over here. And that's it, guys. Hit like, hit share, subscribe. Hope you like what I did today. It's not a long video, but it's something different. It's almost done, literally over nothing. All right, thank you guys. Hit like, hit share, subscribe. Peace.